Hi everybody, welcome to Visit Fylde Coast. Today, this video is about Granny's Bay. So we're having a day trip to Lytham and a feature on the new sea defences and the new sea walls that have been built around St Annes and Fairhaven Lake. So looking that way, that's Church Scar. We've just done a video about that, so if you want to watch that, the link for it is in the description below. And heading that way around the headland is Lytham Windmill, Lytham Green, etc. So I don't think it's very, very warm, but I don't think you'll perhaps be able to make the view out. Across the other side of the River Ribble is sort of Southport and that area of land, and you can also see as well the hills of North Wales and Anglesey and what have you. So whereas that's the River Ribble, sort of there, that looking straight out is the Irish Sea. So before we go any further, we are Visit Fylde Coast. We are online with 8 websites. We put out a weekly email newsletter, so make sure you've signed up for it. We're on social media, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, etc. And these YouTube videos are fairly new. But our catalogue is growing and there are a lot more to come, so make sure you've subscribed as well. So we're going to take a walk that way today, and we're going to go and explore Granny's Bay and take a look at that and see what's been done. So come and take a look at this lovely new section of seawall. First of all, I'll show you where we are, and then you can orientate yourself, and then you'll know where we're going and what we're doing. So this is the grass banking at Church Scar, and if you walk down there you come to the green, as I said. This is the white church on the corner of the crossroads at Clifton Drive. So if I just walk a little bit further around this corner, you'll be able to see the traffic lights now. Just there. That's the main junction. Turn left where the cars are passing through to go into St Annes, and then turn right to go to Lytham. So it's a really useful landmark, that. Oh dear, if you're as bad at finding your way around as I am, you'll be appreciative of a landmark like that. So this is literally just opened very recently. Fylde Council have been developing this area of seafront. I think what we'll do, we'll walk down onto the bottom of the steps because there's quite a few people about, and then we can, in fact, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll walk onto the sand. There's quite a few people about, so we'll leave them to enjoy their walk. So it's just been opened, and the whole project to replace this section, Church Scar and the seawall around Fairhaven Lake, was just short of a £22 million project. And as you can see, they've got quite a lot of foliage growing on the beach at Granny's Bay, and this sand that I'm walking on at the moment was actually green last time I came down here. It will grow again surprisingly quickly. Obviously the contractors have changed it up while they've been working. Oh, it's an audit walking group. So all this sea defence work that's being funded by the Environment Agency will protect 2,400 properties for the next 100 years against the threat of erosion and flooding. I'm just going to show you this sandcastle. He's still building sandcastles. And because the Ribble estuary is so wide and there's such a big tidal range on it, this area doesn't really get the same vicious high tides that we get down in Wyre, in Cleveley and Fleetwood and Blackpool. But it's still at quite a serious risk of erosion, and there's such a populated area of housing along all of this coast that a failure of this sea wall through it collapsing would be, well, it would be beyond catastrophic. It would be terrible. So that's what this new sea wall is designed to prevent. So this is actually officially called Stanner Bank. and that's because out there you can't make them out, it's too hazy. It's a really warm day, but it's not clear, it's hazy. Out at sea you might just be able to pick some poles out, but there is a bank of gravel and sand called Stanner Bank, so its official name is, that's what its official name is, but it's known as Granny's Bay because many years ago Lady Clifton of Lytham Hall fame used to bring her grandchildren down here, so it became known as Granny's Bay. There you go, a little known fact if you didn't know. So the way that this seawall is built, there's a row of metal sheet piles. We'll walk over towards it and then I can explain. There's a row of metal sheet piles that's sunk vertically into the beach at what's called the toe of the seawall. So that stops the whole lot from slipping, being undermined and moving. So looking at the angle of it, I would guess that the toe is perhaps about here-ish, somewhere around about here. And then they build a layer underneath it of what's called concrete blinding. So that's a relatively thin layer of concrete that keeps everything in place, and it's backfilled with aggregates and stone, building stone. And then these step sections are dropped on top with a vacuum lifter, and that enables it to be put in without any holes or screw holes or eye holes or any other kind of holes you might fancy. So these steps are dropped in sections, and you can actually see when you look above them, can you see there, there's a crack in that one, that's a join. So these are full steps and that's your next crack. So from there to that other section is one piece of concrete. And these are all dropped in and they lock together. They've got expansion joints between them so that they don't buckle and sort of flip up. And then the top path is laid on top of it. So any gaps between the old original sea wall and the new step revetment that they've built, backfilled with gravel and building stone, compacted, and then the concrete surface is laid on top. Oh, that's a natty one. Look at that, see that sandcastle, I like that one. That looks like a native Indian's headdress, that one. Like that, natty. Get some nice pieces of driftwood as well washed up. So you can see that there is actually quite a bit of straw and grass and stuff that's washed up. I bet that's come up in the last few winds when we've had, in the last few weeks when it's been rough. But this is similar to Russell Beach at Cleveland's. It's not a beach that's underwater twice a day like Central Blackpool. So these sea defence jobs take forever to do. You know, it looks so simple when it's finished, like everything. Like every good job, they always look easy when they're done. But they started on with this, Fylde Council, in 2017. With all the approvals and funding applications and getting consents, and I mean the bucket load of consents that you need to build a seawall, you won't believe it. And work actually started in July 2019, and I actually came probably the week that they put the fence up and took some photographs, and they just literally put the Harris fencing up along the main road here. I'm just going to go up to the top and show you the footpath and the highway. They just put the Harris fencing up and they just started thinking about working. So this is the main road. This is in a promenade, which is actually quite a busy road, and there's free parking all the way along there, and that corner there where the cars are going to, that's where the white church is that we've just come from. So this quartz, golden quartz finish is sort of an anti-slip surface that not only looks nice, it wears really well, and it's safe to walk on and you're not going to slip on it. Yeah, so the work had started in July 2019, and they managed to do it because by doing Fairhaven Lake and Church Scar competently, quickly and efficiently, they've made cost savings, and if there's anything the Environment Agency like, it's cost savings. So with the money that they'd saved and the time that they'd saved and another £2 million grant, they were able to build this new wall as well. So it ties everything together. It looks nice, but more importantly it serves an important function, and it protects the whole of this area of coastline. It's just a shame it's hazy. It's going to rain this week. It's really, really warm, and there's thunder and lightning forecast, which no doubt I will miss. So this that we're walking up to now is Stannerbank car park, this here, and that's the access to it where the barriers are. And Stannerbank car park was used as a compound during the works for VBA, the contractors that actually built this job. Before we carry on and crack on walking and doing the next film, I've just got something to show you. I need to turn around to show you this. So if you look at how lovely it looks now, and that, admittedly it's in a bit of a different focus, it's a bit more of a close-up, but that's what it looked like before. So you can see the lovely new seawall and then see how insufficient it was before, because it was just a grass bank. So you can tell how vulnerable that might have been to flooding. And then turning round the other way, that concrete outbuild that you can see in front of you, that's the sea defence side of Fairhaven Lake. I'm just juggling pictures, that's why the picture's swinging about a bit. And you can see how substantial that revetment looks and how much protection it's going to give you. And that's what it looked like before. That's the before shot. So you can see there it looks quite indistinct. So that's it for today, folks. That's how we'll look at Granny's Bay at, well, I call it St Annes, but it's really at Fairhaven, sort of in between Lytham and St Annes. So don't forget, we've got 8 websites for you to explore. You need to sign up for your weekly email newsletter, because that's an absolute mine of information. Make sure that you've subscribed and that you've hit the bell for notifications, because we're going that way next to do Fairhaven Lake, so you don't want to miss that. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure that you put a thumbs up below and give it a like. And if you've got any questions or comments, pop them in the comments below and we'll answer any questions that you've got. So that's it for next time. See you later. Have a lovely day. Bye.